So the news was coming in very like patchy. There'd be like pockets of people erupting in cheers, another one over here. I kept trying to check my phone, like people were messaging me saying Khamenei's dead, and I'm like, I need proof. Someone send me a link. Nothing would load. So I got to the stage at the end and ran into my security friend who has direct contact with Israel. And I was with him when the news came in from Israel, and he ran to the stage to tell the speakers so the speakers could announce it officially. And that's when everybody started crying, and it was kind of one just emotional mess. And I was getting weepy too, interviewing people. It was very hard to keep it together, but yeah, a very emotional moment for sure.
You know, it's been nearly 50 years of that oppressive, murderous, uh, terrorist regime in Iran. And, you know, I just want to get your opinion on Trump's speech to the people. It was an 8-minute speech. I think was one of the most important of both of his terms, telling the Iranian people that, not that it was that the Americans would be taking over their country, but he was making it possible for them to take back their own country. I just wanted to get your take on Trump's speech directly to the Iranian people, which I understand the Americans then hacked Iranian TV and then broadcast that speech on Iranian TV to the people.
Yeah. I mean, Iranians love Trump. I think it's exactly what they wanted to hear. He said something along the lines of, "We're with you, and I'm willing to do what no president before has been willing to do." And it's just, I think the person they've been waiting for. Um, he released another speech yesterday, I believe, with an update on what he calls, I believe, Operation Epic Fury is what
Yeah,
he's
great
calling it.
name. Great
Yeah,
name.
he's always got great names for things. And I was with my Iranian friends in Toronto at dinner when that one came out, and they all just the reaction was, "Oh my God, I love this guy." Um, so he's really kind of the answer to their prayers, and they're calling him Uncle Trump. So it's
Uncle
nothing but
Trump.
Uncle Trump in Iran. There's people calling him that. So
Yeah.
he's just, yeah, he's the answer to their prayers.
What I love seeing is the Persian community doing the Trump dance. You know, his little
The
like that.
YMCA, yeah, yeah.
There's uh, I think a great admiration for him, and I think it's wonderful to see the American flags at these protests, Canadian flags, Israeli flags,
Mhm,
and then the proper Iranian flag at these protests.
mhm.
It's a movement for unity and freedom. And yet, you still see people like those deeply embedded in the NDP, they're enablers in the media, the Antifa types, the pro Hamas types, who are willing to plan their own protests to protest the death of Khomeini at the hands of the Americans. How, in your experience, how does the Iranian/Persian community feel about that sort of stuff?
That was one of my questions for them yesterday. I asked a lot of people, what do you think of the no war with Iran uh, types, and their answer overwhelmingly was, A, I don't think they really care because they're so happy right now. It's kind of irrelevant to them.
Good.
Um, yeah, it's something that they're used to. I mean,
Yeah.
they're used to the left and their kind of narrative and everything, but uh, it's the consensus is these people are either overwhelmingly ignorant and they don't know what they're talking about, or they're siding with the regime. There's kind of no in between. They don't know what they're talking about, or they're adamantly against them. Um, for me, I think it's a lot of just Western young people who they hear the word war, so automatically bad. But Iranians are not calling this a war, they're calling it a rescue mission. And
Yeah.
if it is a war, it's not a war with Iran, it's a war for Iran. It's a war against the Islamic Republic occupying Iran.
Yeah, I think there's a healthy dose of your standard elbows up liberal type trained by the CBC to just be reflexively anti-Trump. Even if
No matter what.
even if Uncle Trump is saving the world from this world's largest state sponsor of terror, which includes sponsoring terror in Muslim countries. Like, you saw the Iranian regime over the weekend lash out against their fellow Muslim countries like the UAE and Jordan. They were firing missiles into those countries. But some of these people, Trump could cure cancer, and they would be mad about it. And I think there's some of that too, that they just, no matter what
Yes.
Trump does, it has to be bad, even if it is making the world a safer place for all of us.
It's just overwhelming TDS. No,
Yeah,
no matter what. It's the same with it's very similar to with what happened with Venezuela. You know,
right.
you see Venezuelans rejoicing, crying, screaming in the streets, "Thank you, Trump." And it's what the people want. It's the exact same thing with the Iranians, but because it was Trump who did it, bad, bad, bad. It,
Yeah.
it's insane.
Well, and we saw the Trump is bad crowd being very upset about the civilian deaths, although there have been very few because the American military is so targeted and powerful. Likewise, the Israeli military, who is helping in this operation, they
Precision strikes.
precision strikes, but there has been some civilian loss of life. And the anti-Trump left is really up in arms about this. But where were they when 30,000 plus Iranians were slaughtered really since December at the hands of the regime?
It's I mean, there's also been a lot of misinformation, of course, pushed by the left and pushed by regime bots. There was a story going around yesterday. Oh, America and Israel, they slaughtered 50 school children in Iran in the bombings, when it turned out that that was actually a regime bomb that did that, that misfired, and they took responsibility for that. They'll take any little thing and twist it to make America and Israel look bad. Um, and yes, I mean, it's been tens of thousands of innocent, unarmed civilians that have been slaughtered by this regime in the last 2 months. It's like, it's unlike any massacre we've seen. And I mean, even if the numbers coming out of Gaza, coming from Hamas, the
Yeah,
Ministry
right.
of Health, were correct, which they've been proven not to be, and Hamas has even admitted to inflating those numbers, they wouldn't even come close to comparison to the loss of lives at the hands of this regime. And it's been crickets from that crowd that has been having a meltdown if a child stubs their toe in Gaza.
So, what are you hearing from the people on the streets, from the Iranian expat community? What do they want to happen to their country? Who do they want to be in charge? Um, you know, power abhors a vacuum; it'll suck right in to fill it back up. And um, I think if Trump kills enough of the bad guys at the top, they'll stop stepping in to lead. But what do the people want? What sort of governance structure would they like to see in Iran?
So this is an important question because this is something that the mainstream media loves to omit for whatever reason, for whatever side they're taking. Um, and Iranians have really caught on to this too. They want the message that the world hears from them and knows from them is that they have a chosen leader and they are more united than they've ever been. And this is not just the Iranian diaspora, this is within Iran too. You will hear calls from protesters, you'll see signs. I personally have connections in Iran as well, and it's the same thing from them. They all are calling on the return of Reza Pahlavi, the crown prince and the son of the last Shah. Um, and Reza Pahlavi himself has said he has no desire for a crown. He has no desire for power. He has a plan to transition Iran to democracy after the fall of the regime.